I'm Gail Lusty. I'm from Glorietta Baptist Church. My videographer is Keith Jordan. He's behind the camera, so you may hear his voice every now and then. I wanted to tell you why I wanted to teach this class, because normally I teach another class. I've been on mission trips all over the world, and it's just always been a passion of mine, and I would like to get involved more in this class and tell people about missions, and hopefully one day you'll be able to do an actual mission trip, which is like nothing you could ever imagine, and see how God works in other countries, other states, like Indian reservations and that sort of thing. So I'm glad you took the time today to join me as we talk about missions, and specifically about the mission rotation for this year's Vacation Bible School, which is concrete and cranes. Can you tell? Everything's concrete and cranes. So our mission is called Excavator Missions this year, and if you don't know what an excavator is, it is a power-driven machine, great big construction machine that has a bucket on the front of it, and it moves dirt and gravel. And if you don't, I'm not exactly sure, look on the front of your leader guide if you've got it, and you'll see a picture of a bucket from an excavator. If you look around the room, you'll see the decorations. Excavator Missions is on a construction site, and we've done several things construction-wise to build our site. Lynn Jordan, who is our super duper creative person here at Capitol, created this bucket from an excavator. She actually used a styrofoam ice chest and painted it up. Took styrofoam and broke it up, you know, the packing material that you get from buying a TV or just whatever kind of thing you get in a box. She took and broke all that up. She dirtied it up, made it look like rocks and concrete and that sort of thing. And there you go. You can create that probably for less than $5. She also wrote the missions leader guide for this year, so we're real proud of that. And on page 4 of your leader guide, it tells you how to decorate your excavator missions, your construction site. You can also use the Decorating Made Easy book. You can get some of your decorations from Lifeway.com. You can get a lot of things from Dollar Tree, from Oriental Trading Company, several other sites. If you find something construction-wise, even in your garage, use it. This year's missions stories about our missionaries will be 2 families. One is Jorge Santiago. He is a North American Mission Board missionary. And if you will remember last year's mission rotation, Jorge was one of those missionary stories. He is in Camarillo, Puerto Rico, where they suffered the effects of Hurricane Maria, and through Jesus, he was ministering to people there in Puerto Rico as they are rebuilding, washing clothes, whatever he can do to get the word of Jesus out to them. He is, through the North American Mission Board, the money that's collected for the Annie Armstrong offering supports Jorge and his mission work. The second missionary family is the Worthy family, very energetic family that loves Jesus. They are in Arezzo, Italy. Since this video was shot, Italy has been hit very hard by the COVID-19 virus. So they uploaded a video recently, probably within the last couple of weeks. It's on VBS Lifeway Facebook page. You can see what the latest is on how they're doing. They're doing very well, actually, considering They can't go anywhere other than one person gets to go to the grocery store with kind of like a license to go to the store. It's really interesting. The Lottie Moon Christmas offering is supports the Worthy family in their mission. So you get started. Go to page 1 of your leader guide, and it's got 6 steps and it tells you how to get started in preparing for your mission rotation. So the first thing you want to do is prepare your heart. You want to pray about the class, about the preparation, the decorations. You want to pray over everything, and you want to get to know your scriptures. Pray those scriptures that are in the daily stories. Get to know those scriptures and pray those over your work. Pray for yourself, the leaders, the VBS leaders, the helpers, the kids. Pray for the pastor. Pray for everything. Then that leads into the second step, which is get the basic facts. So if you taught missions before, you kind of know this stuff, but if you haven't, you want to know how many kids you're going to have. Because whatever classroom they give you, you want to make sure it's big enough to hold everybody that you're going to teach. You want to know how long you're going to have for that rotation. If you can get 15 to 20 minutes, that's good, but you may not be able to do all the activities in the book. So when you're planning, which is the third step, go through your book, highlight it, mark it up, just tear that thing apart and see what activities you can do based on the time that you have. See there may be something that you want to add because of your personal mission experience. So just see what you can do in that leader guide. And then in the leader guide, it's going to tell you what supplies you need, so you want to make a list of the supplies that you're going to use for your class. That leads into the fourth step, which is gather and prepare. So you want to get your supplies that you're going to need for the class. And then separate your supplies by each day that you're going to need it for. For example, the rocks that you're going to make, and I'll talk about these a little bit more in detail later, but you want to separate your rocks by day. And I'll explain all of that in a little bit. The fifth step is teach. You want to study your Bible story summaries. You want to look for ways to emphasize the Bible's the point of each story, the Bible truths that are in each story. You want to see how you can relate those to your mission class. The sixth step is continue the connection. And you want to look for ways to stay connected to the kids. You may have to, or you may want to stay in touch with the unchurched kids. Because you may be that one person in the church that they really connect to, that Jesus is using to get the kids into church and make the decision. Any follow-up events that you have, like maybe you want to participate on the follow-on team, you may want to text them, phone them, write them a letter, whatever you want to do to continue that connection. Now, with all construction sites, you got to have tools to build your project and complete your project. Our tool is the leader guide. So you want to make sure you can get your hands on your leader guide if you don't already have it. You can contact your VBS director and see if they have a paper copy, but also ask them if they have the digital copy, because this year Lifeway has made these guides digitally, and that might be a quicker way for you to get that into your hands. This guide includes the teaching procedures. It includes the poster that you're going to use. One side is Puerto Rico, one side is Italy, but on the back side it has a lot of the handouts that you're going to need. So before you tear it apart, make sure that you copy this stuff, or you can actually copy them from the DVD as well. The DVD has the missionary stories. It has all your handouts on there. If you don't have access to a TV or a DVD player, then you can tell the stories, which is good for backyard Bible clubs as well. All the stories are written out, and if you're a really good storyteller, that might even be a better way. But also the videos, the advantage to the videos is you get to see the missionaries, and especially the Worthy family, they have such enthusiasm for their work. So you want to see that bubbly enthusiasm that they have for missions. As with all our mission classes in the past, there is a mission project in the guide. This year we're going to collect hand sanitizer, food service gloves, work gloves, anything related to work that like disaster teams might need. Here in Oklahoma, we have the BGCO disaster relief team, and they have food service teams, mud out teams, chainsaw teams, so they can use all of those items. Now, with what's going on with the COVID-19, some of those items might be in short supply, but hopefully by the time you do your VBS, they'll be plentiful. But you can also select your own mission project if you want. You could like collect face masks, homemade face masks that actually gets the whole church involved in making those. You can just whatever kind of mission project you want. The point is to get the kids involved in hands-on missions, not just sit there and teach a class and then they never participate in the mission. So whatever you do, try and like when you deliver the items to who the recipient's going to be, like a nursing home or the disaster team, a fire station, whatever, take some kids with you and let them see how the mission project works all the way through to completion. It makes a difference in what they think about missions, and it stirs their enthusiasm and their passion for that. Also, hands-on, we have hand signals because we are on a construction site and it does get pretty noisy. So on page 24 of your mission guide, your leader guide, it has this template of a hand that you can copy. You can put it on foam sheets, construction paper, whatever you would like. The book says you can make a keychain out of it. You would definitely need to do that on foam material. But this is how the kids are going to remember about missions. So our first hand signal is learn. So we're going to learn. We're going to pray about missions. We're going to give to missions. So this is, I got a coin in my hand. And we're going to do. We want to raise our hand and we want to do. We want to participate. And we want to encourage missions. We always want to be that light for Jesus. You take and write those words on the fingers, and then the kids can have this to remember. You want to emphasize this daily so the kids can remember about missions. It's a good template as they pray for missionaries too. Once you teach them about that, there's a project mission letter that's either on the back of the poster or on the DVD that you copy. The top half of the letter has the hand signals that the kids can continue to practice. But the bottom half is to the parents, and it's outlining the project that they're going to do for the week. It tells them what supplies they would like for the kids to bring, that sort of thing. Now, if you're going to change the project, you need to change the bottom half of that letter and make sure you have the correct information on there to support your project. You can take one of those, like a 5-gallon construction bucket that they have at Lowe's or Home Depot for a couple of dollars, and you can have them put their items collected in that bucket. And when you deliver it, that'd be cool to take the bucket with you and just give that to whoever is the recipient. Then this next thing is the kind of a summary of how you're going to do your class each day is a blueprint. Construction sites all have blueprints and tells them how to build the project, complete the project, and the steps on how they're going to do that. So the first step on that blueprint for us, for excavator missions, is welcome. Welcome the kids, have some music, have a little activity, something to kind of settle them down and get them excited about being in the class. The next thing is they're going to excavate. So we have here our pit, and we're going to excavate rocks out of our pit. So I've taken the rocks and there's 5 sets of rocks, one for each day. I put them in baggies, and each day you'll dump your rocks for that day. So this is day 4, so dump day 4 rocks in there. On the back of the poster, or you can print it from the DVD, you print the words for the rocks. Lynn and Keith used styrofoam that they took and broke up and glued it on each rock. The book says you could wad up paper and tape it on there. Just whatever you can to kind of make like a faux rock. But I like the styrofoam idea. Each kid will then come up and they take some tongs. You can have a couple of pairs of tongs if you'd like, and they excavate a rock and they go back to their seat, and then you show the Worthy Family video. When the video's complete, then you're going to dig deeper into missions by asking questions. Each kid that has the Worthy Family rocks, which will have the letter A in the corner of the rock. It has the day for the rock and the letter for which video you're showing. So A is always the Worthy Family. Then you ask them questions. What did you hear in the video? How does your word relate to the video? And you discuss that. And so everybody gets to have their input there. You can use the additional questions in the guide as well to keep the class going. The next thing you'll do is show the Jorge Santiago video. And then the kids that have the rocks lettered with B, the Jorge Santiago rocks, they will tell about their rocks and how that related to the video. And you'll ask additional questions. Then you can talk about your mission project for like, did you get everything collected for the mission project? Just whatever you want to discuss about them. You may want to do additional things too, like when you deliver the stuff, like each kid colors a picture or writes something to whoever is going to be the recipient of these things. And so that means a lot to those things, to those people as well. So in summary, you got to get started. Just get started, go to page 1, read through your guide. You'll be fine. Have fun. This is going to be a fun thing. VBS is always fun. I know the preparation can be kind of stressful, but it's going to be okay. Then be in prayer for your VBS. Continue to be in prayer for your leaders, the kids, yourself. Be in prayer for the Worthy Family and Jorge. I didn't mention it before, but Jorge, in Puerto Rico, they had an earthquake, I think earlier this year, late last year. So they just continue to suffer one tribulation after another. So continue to pray for them. Pray for the Worthy Family. Remember that you are not just a rotation leader, but you're also a Bible teacher. You're teaching Bible truths, and you're reinforcing everything that the Bible teachers started, and you just continue that circle. And then thank God for the opportunity to learn about missions. There's nothing more exhilarating than to see how God works, and whatever it is He has you involved in. And I pray that your VBS will be successful, and that many will come to Christ because of what you've done for Jesus. Thank you. God bless.